Now I lost my camera.
It's Bronnes.
Bronnes.
Bronnes?
Bronnes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds kind of Italian to say it like that.
It does say Italian. It sounds Italian, yeah.
I have just received a little notification. Your internet connection is unstable.
Of course. Of course. Right?
Well, we'll just keep trucking along.
Yeah, we'll just keep moving. Well, today I am with what we would say Matt, just to keep it simple.
For convenience sake, I'm Matt today.
Matt, all the way from Norway, and he is a huge collector of vintage rack gear. And probably the youngest member of the Facebook group about rack gear.
I think I actually am. I know one more guy. His name is Alex. He was recently featured on the Rack of the Day, and I think he's 27 or something. So
how'd you get into it, man? How'd you get? I mean, it's a strange hobby, especially today with everyone uses a processor or a plug-in, right?
Well, it's not really a complicated story, but I was recording my first album, Red Fire.
Dropping out a little bit.
And on that album, I was visiting a friend, and he was a producer, and he just are we back in?
Yeah, we're back.
We're back in.
It's just gonna get choppy.
Yeah. Where was I? Yes, I was visiting a buddy of mine, and he's like, I'll make an album for free, and sure, figure why not?
Yeah.
And I didn't have much. I just had a Marshall Code, like the digital Marshall amp, which is a good amp.
Yeah. Very, very underrated, I think. I mean, I've heard them and they sound pretty damn good, and people hate on them. I don't know why, but
because there's a simple trick to making that amp sound good. Is you don't have the code cab, the stock Marshall cabinet that you get with it. It's crap. It works, if you're just starting out, but I wouldn't use it. I still have it just because, but I don't use it. But the trick is, don't use the cab, use a good cab with, Celestians or whatever, and turn that damn cab simulator off. Just kill it. Don't use it. You can use it when you use the USB, but do not use it on just regular speakers, because it compresses the sound a lot.
So the stock cab IR just sucks.
No, it's good. It's good when you plug into the computer or headphones. I find
just not, you can't use it with a cab externally. Yeah. Well, God, what moron would leave an IR on when you're connected to an actual cab?
I know, but I see that all the time. People selling their code because it sounds bad. And then I see a picture and I zoom in real close and I can see
got the cab on.
The little light is on. I'm like, you idiot.
Yeah, that's just silly, man. I mean, even like this is a modern, this is the Ampero 2, which was lovingly sent to me by the fun people at Hotone or Hot One. And same problem. People say, it sounds like shit. Well, if you leave the cabinet on and then go to a real cabinet, yes, you're stacking a cab sim and a real cabinet. It's not going to work. Turn it off before.
Actually, I was not too long ago. I was experimenting a little bit with my code. I just plugged it back in because I hadn't tried it in a while. I tried with the cab on, and I found when you turn it up really loud, it actually sounds kind of decent.
Huh.
Actually, you get some interesting tones.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, I've got the original and this guy, the Ampero 1 and the 2, and I prefer the 1. I don't know why they changed the algorithm for like high gain just a little, and it sounds more authentic, I think, on this. But I like really high gain sound that doesn't sound real. Like it sounds almost like grinding, like not like a real amp, almost like sort of Meshuggah, really metallic, crunchy type, right? Like that. So it's not even a real amp sound that I like. It's like a fake amp sound almost.
Where was I with the whole rack story?
Yeah, you were saying you got rid of the or no, you not got rid of, but you had the code.
I didn't have much
Oh,
for. Oh.
sorry.
Yeah, I didn't have much for recording, so I told him, and I was like, "Oh, don't worry, I have some good kit here."
Right.
And then he had a little box with a gold faceplate on it, and it was a Roland GP100.
Mm.
And I was like, "Wow, it's so old, but it sounds so good."
Yeah.
And so we recorded the entire album on that just little unit.
Huh.
And in Norway they go for $50 to $60.
Wow.
Yeah,
So cheap.
so I have two just because I love them.
Sure. You gotta have a backup, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of where it started for me. I got the Roland for, I think I paid 50 plus shipping, so around 65.
Right.
And then I had a shitty Squire PA that I plugged into my cabs.
Mm.
And I didn't really think of it that much because that was all I knew.
Mm.
But then I moved out and I started looking up, how do you get the 80s hair metal tone?
Sure.
Because the Marshall it just wasn't cutting it for me anymore. And then I started, looking at Leon Todd and Robert Baker and what's that guy's name? Oh, he has the fucking big ass rack. Oh,
that guy with like the 3-stage rack that he never plays. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a video where he turns it on. He has this like a sequential power supply or something. Yeah. And so I was like, wow, these things sound so great.
Right.
I have to have it. And so then it just took off from there. I think the first one I got was the SGX Express.
Mm.
And then no wait. I actually got the Alesis Quadroverb first.
Oh, okay. I had one. Yeah.
I had one, sold it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. It was it's weird.
Yeah.
Can
we get I mean, as you're talking us through these, can you show us in the rack? I mean, your camera, is it stuck to where it is, or can it?
No. I can. There it is.
Okay.
There's my rack.
Right.
I don't know how good you can actually see it, but well.
It's a little dim, but I mean, I think folks can get the picture.
Yeah.
If you've got like an overhead light, that would probably help a little, but if you don't, it's okay.
Let me try and kill myself here.
Okay, don't break your neck trying to get to a light.
I have to stand up and
young man dies trying to turn on a light. We can see his rack.
Oh.
And that's it for today, folks. Thank you very much.
There we go. I got the lights on.
All right, cool.
So yeah, I've sold a few units. I sold the Marshall, the ADA. I don't know if you can see it, but it came back.
Oh,
I didn't like it, so I have it back. So I gotta have.
People love those things, man, and I couldn't get along with it. I had one. I tried. I really did. Yeah. I couldn't get a real high gain tone out of it, man. And some guys can. I just couldn't get along with it.
Mine's even modded. It's like it has the JCM mod, which is like a hot rodded,
like
JCM.
hotter tubes, and yeah.
So it's supposed to be even better than just the standard ADA, but no, I can't really get anything good out of it.
Wow. Have you tried the PV Rockmaster? It's a 3-channel tube preamp, sort of along the same line. You know what I'm talking about?
I know which one you're talking about, and I am talking to a guy that has one, and he's gonna sell it. So hopefully I can buy that from him.
I had one of those, and I gotta say that is probably top 5 preamps I've ever owned. And I've owned a shit ton of preamps, but that one, man, so good. The clean is good, which usually on a high gain preamp, the tone is clean as crap, but the tone is good on the clean, the mid, and the high gain channel is nuts. And it's got 3 effects loops on it. Right? So you can have effects loops.
Are they stereo?
No, I think they're mono. I think memory serves.
Well, that's the Art SGX 2000. It only has 2 effects loops, but one is stereo.
Well, you can start your signal chain, mono, right? Just with your preamps. Most preamps are mono, right? Mm-hmm. And then as long as you send it to a stereo unit at some point before you send it out to your power amps, then it's stereo.
Yeah. I did. I actually very recently, actually did the review on the SGX 2000. I don't know if you saw it.
Well, I'm sure we can link it when we're
Yeah,
taking this
sure.
up.
I'll fix that. But yeah, I did a good demo on it. I think it was a good demo. I'm not really good at all that stuff, but I tried my best. Um, but you know, what can I say? These art products, man, they are so awesome.
I love them.
Yeah,
People bag on it. Have you noticed? Like people
I
bag on it.
know. When I
I think
first,
it's because they can't play. I think that is the problem. Most people suck, and so it sounds like shit. Well, yeah, it's because you sound like shit. Well, no matter what you're playing, man. Don't blame the gear.
I know because I mean, it's kind of ironic, but you can get a good tone out of pretty much anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you have the right tools.
I mean, if you got decent fingers, you can make most things sound
Yeah,
okay.
maybe my problem with the ADA and the Marshall JMP is just lack of knowledge, probably. I don't know.
It could be me, but when you're getting a good palm mute, a really chunky, chunk. I
Yeah.
couldn't get the ADA to sound right when palm muting. It would like bottom out. It would get mushy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the same problem, and with the Marshall, it just sounded. It sounded like a really bad XFX patch.
Yeah.
It was just kind of. I don't know how to explain the sound, but it sounds so dusty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The notes aren't clear.
No, it's like fizzy almost.
Yeah, fizzy. There's the word.
And a little mushy on the bass.
Yeah.
So you can't. I couldn't find the right spot where it's just enough gain to be clear but not fizzy, and bassy but not mushy.
Yeah,
so
that's why I love the art preamps. They're just perfect. They have that tone.
Right.
And good for me that people don't like them because
Yeah.
More for me.
No, you saw that one video I did where I cheated and I took a BBE.
Yeah.
And then I had an ART, one of the older ART single, the Nitro.
Nitro, yeah.
And so you go into this old trick, you go into the BBE and then out of the BBE into the Nitro, and then out of the Nitro into the BBE again. Stereo is 2 units basically in one rack. Yeah. So it gets a preamp boost, and then coming out, you get EQ. And so it sounds great. And people would contact me on YouTube and say, how did you do this? My unit sounds like shit. And I was like, well, it's an old trick. Use a BBE. Yeah,
I'm gonna have a BBE in a few weeks' time because I'm getting one for free.
Hey. Oh,
so cool. My tone already with the SGX sounds so good. So I don't know how much better can it get.
Well, some people shit on the BBE, right? They say, oh, it's crap, it's terrible, get an EQ. And that's fine, doesn't work for everyone. But if you put it at the very end of almost any chain, even if it's stereo, you can still have stereo unit, right? Mm-hmm. It adds a little like top end and a little bottom end to just about anything. So it makes the notes a little more clear and a little more punchy. So even just a bit of it, I always thought helped, at least a little.
Yeah.
But people bag on them, man. That's the same as they do with the ART stuff. I think it's because people don't know how to use gear.
Yeah, they don't take their time. They just scroll through the factory presets and oh, this is shit.
It's crap. Right.
I say that in my video. Like, yeah, some of the user or the factory presets, they're cool enough,
A lot of crap. The 11 rack. Remember, the 11 rack, right? Which you've got one.
No.
Had one. Stock presets are crap, right?
Yeah.
But you heard mine, like on the YouTube video I sent you, right? You can make it sound heavy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's possible. But
I tried one at a recording studio in my hometown, and it was plugged into a Marshall 9200, so even louder power amp than mine, and into what was it? 4 Behringer cabs, but with the Jensen speakers, like the really high-end speakers. And I just cranked that shit, and it was so good. I had to use like the earmuffs or whatever,
right.
because it was so loud. But still, it sounded awesome.
Yeah, they can sound good, but without, like we found out the hard way when you tried to install the editor, and it tried to brick your PC.
Yeah, it would just keep on looping on the blue screen, so I couldn't even get into my own computer.
So it's useless. Did I tell you I have an old ancient MacBook Air? It's what I'm on right now. That I can't upgrade the operating system because it's the only computer that lets me use the editor. Right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't really like it. I don't really like having a gear that you need to have an editor to work with. I am more a hands-on person. I like to sit there on the floor in front of my rack and just twist the knobs and shit.
Sure, old school.
Yeah. I mean,
You're a young guy for these such old school stuff, you know. It's like, but that's cool. I mean,
I try to pride myself in that I'm old school.
Mm.
I try to, really stick out of the crowd. Everyone's running a Kemper or X effect or some plug.
Have you noticed so many of them sound almost exactly the same?
It's the same PV model with a TS08, 808 overdrive.
And they all use the same cab sims that they bought from Lassie Lamert and one or two other guys.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't use plugins at all or anything like that. I stick with the real deal.
Right.
And I don't care if it's heavy and it takes up space. Fuck that. I don't give a shit.
You're a young guy. You can tote it. What's it matter? Right?
It has wheels for a reason,
it's
right?
got wheels, right? I hear you. Did you ever try the Myasnikov preamp we talked about, or have you not?
I'm still, since I'm just an apprentice, I don't make that much, so I really have to plan, a good few months ahead for what I want to buy. So I have a long list of things. So I'm still working on it, but I want to get to it eventually.
Did I tell you when first starting out, I saw an old video of his. He hadn't made one of these in 10 years. He says, I still have the blueprints. I can make you one. I said, I can only pay you $50 a month. And he said, that's fine. So I sent him $50 a month for however long it was, a long time to get up to $400.
Yeah.
And he was real cool about it. He was like, okay, thanks. And then he finally built one and sent it to me. I made that video and it went everywhere, and people started to contact him, and it was great because nobody had heard of it.
Yeah, no, I'm he's super cool. I've talked to him a little bit, not too much, but I think it's great that someone actually does that, clones the old stuff, because I can't afford the real deal.
Oh man, have you seen the prices on those things?
Oh.
It's nuts, man. I mean, like $6,000 for a 3-channel.
How do you find an excuse to spend that much on one
I know
thing?
that's a car. I mean, my God, what the hell? $6,000. He'll do the 3-channel, I think, for 1,000.
I think it's 800 or 900 actually.
It's not that much,
That's a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I was looking there. There's one preamp that I want so fucking badly, but I can never afford it.
What's that?
The Stevens, the brick.
Oh yeah. Well, that thing is legendary, dude. I mean, I
know a guy that has one for sale.
Oh yeah.
He wants €1,000.
That's fair price.
I know, but it's too much for me.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't have that. It's more than I.
Can you trade him something?
I haven't tried, but I don't think he's French, so it's kind of difficult.
He mostly wants cash.
I don't really have anything of value that I can. I have the ADA, but that's about it.
You got a big rack full of stuff. Surely he wants something.
But no, that's my things. I don't want it.
Right.
I have like how my setup is now. That just one 21 unit rack it's just perfect.
Right.
So I'm using everything on it.
What about a guitar? You got plenty of guitars. You could trade him a guitar.
The thing is, I don't sell guitars.
Oh, that's right.
They're too personal for me.
Oh. Well, that's actually a good plan. Forget I said that. Never sell a guitar, man. We talked about how stupid I feel.
I know I'll regret it.
Yeah, I have. It's been just the dumbest thing I ever did. So yeah, never.
But I have this Hughes & Kettner Triumph Mark 1, but I don't think I can send it anywhere because it's so heavy.
Oh, well, not cheap to send, but you could do it.
Yeah, probably not. But then I would probably have to pay a few $100s to just send that thing. So
That is a nice unit. I mean, that you could. I've always wanted one of those.
you want one?
Yeah, but I mean,
What?
they're like $1,500 though. I've seen they're 2,000 for the.
Really?
Yeah.
I paid $600 for it.
Wow. I want to move to where you live, man. This is.
Dude, the people, I told you that, like this BCRH. I think it's a Mick Thompson or something.
Yeah, I can tell it's got his custom pickups in it. Yeah.
Oh, it's just BCRH branded pickups actually, but it's got
it's got the Seymour Duncan logos on them. Those aren't his personal blackout special.
No, it says BCRH.
Oh, okay.
But actually, the pickups are really good. It's kind of weird actually how good they are. But it has the 8 and then the 7 on the truss rod.
Yeah. That's like his signature Rich, right?
Yeah. But I got it for free, man.
What?
Yeah, I didn't pay a shit for it.
Come on, who's giving away guitars, man?
Yeah. The he said it was defect, so but he didn't. I don't think he knew. But basically,
what's wrong with it?
Nothing.
He just gave it to you.
Yeah. I just had to. I think I had to glue the knot back on.
That's it.
And it has a little ding there.
Ding. Wow.
And a little bit of there, but
and he said, take it. Just take it.
Yeah,
dude.
The neck was a little bit banana, but simple truss rod adjustment.
Yeah. Wow.
It plays smooth as hell.
That's awesome.
But the only thing I don't like is the weird wraparound tailpiece. It's fucking mess to tune and or to restring because I have to take it off, then insert all the strings and then plop it back on.
Oh wow!
But, it's a super nice guitar.
Yeah. I mean,
the BCRH pickups, they're killer.
That's a nice X, dude. I can't believe he gave it to you for free.
I'm gonna change the neck because I don't like the whole ball sack headstock.
No, it's pretty darn metal, man. You gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, but I like the the harpoon headstock that BCRH had.
Yeah.
I think that would if I got one with white binding and white binding on the top.
Yeah, that'd look cool. Sure. Yeah.
Because there's white binding all around here.
Right.
So that's the only reason that I wanted it, because I don't really like black guitars too much. They're kind of plain, boring. But when you have the little detail with the binding, I think it looks very sleek.
Right. Yeah, it definitely would. It would look really cool.
Yeah, so I was really lucky.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What did you get something else when you got that? Did it come with other gear? I mean,
no, not really. It was just a guitar.
Wow. Here, come have my guitar. It's like okay.
The only thing that I had to do was come pick it up.
Wow.
And I didn't even go. I just sent someone else to pick it up for me.
Well, that's even better. I've got one more. I don't know if I've shown you this one. I've got 2 Myasnikov preamps. This one is the Marshall one.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
What's it cloned of?
It's a JCM 800 clone, basically. And he sent it to me because some dude evidently bought it and didn't like it, and so wanted to return it. And so he said, well, here, it's already in the States. I don't want to ship it back to Russia. So sell it for me. And so I put it up for sale online, and it's never sold. Everyone wants the other one, the purple one. They want the super lead.
Yeah, I mean, understandable.
Yeah. So it's still here.
Does the game go up to like 13?
It should, but I don't think it does.
No, I think it actually. I've seen either 11 or 13.
This one's just 10.
Oh, well, on the purple one, it should be 13 or 11.
It should, but it might. No, it does. You're right. It goes up to. You're right. It goes up to 11 all the way across. Yeah, I never noticed that before you said it. Right now.
Yeah, no, that's like my art, but it doesn't go up to 11. It goes up to 12, I think, on everything.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can show you. It literally goes up to 11.
Yeah.
Each one.
Yeah. So that thing is on my wish list, so to speak.
They're really darn cool, man.
Along with the three channel one, I want that one too.
Yeah. That is a hugely awesome piece of gear. Do you know what that one is based on? The original
Yeah,
unit,
yeah,
the X88R.
yeah.
The guy that built it originally,
Mike,
Mike Soldano.
yeah.
Do you know a guy named Steve Lukather from a band called Toto?
Yeah, actually, funny story. On Facebook, there's the recommended for you friends. Facebook keeps recommending him to me.
Well, you've got a lot in common. I mean, you both
Yeah,
like
well,
rack gear, and
I've tried adding him, but I didn't hear anything back. But no, that's whatever.
I added him a while back. I don't know why he took it because he doesn't know me from anybody. But he's a cool guy. He was carrying a Fender Twin amp, right, for his clean. He was carrying a Marshall JCM 800 for his rhythm. He was carrying a Soldano SLO 100 for his lead, right?
Yeah.
So every show he's got these 3 huge amps, right? It's a pain in his ass. And he says to Mike, "Look, I want 3 amps. I want it in rack space. Can you make me that?" And Mike said, "Well, I don't know. We'll see." And so that's what that preamp is. It's basically a Fender clean, a Marshall for a rhythm, and then a SLO 100 for the lead, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 amps in one. And this is way before modeling, because this is actually 3 tube, preamps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just pure genius.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was itself, it wasn't. I mean, it was a Fender clean and Marshall, but it's not trying to be everything.
All right. Great
So
unit.
yeah, that's kind of why I like all this old shit too. Is it's has its own character. It sounds like itself.
Yeah.
It's not trying to be a Marshall JCM or a Fender whatever.
All right. They've got their own kind of unique tone.
Yeah.
Which is harder and harder to get these days, because I mean, I love stuff like this, but like you're saying, it's really trying to be a bunch of stuff that it's not.
Yeah.
That's its job.
I wish companies kind of took a step back and then looked back a few years, to the 80s and 90s.
Right.
And, just see what people used to do and then do it again, because I think people are going to buy that.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, now the newest one, the Quad Cortex, right? It's a nice sounding rig.
It's cool. I mean, give or take for what it is, it's cool.
Right, for what it is,
Yeah.
but it's not that different from the Axe FX or the Kemper,
No.
And they all sound just a little digital. I mean, I'm okay with that. I've got several modelers, and that's fine for what they are.
Yeah.
But they don't sound that distinctive to me.
No, they all sound the same.
They start sounding the same. Whereas if you pick a piece of old gear up, like an old SLO 100 amp, I mean, there's no mistaking that is a Soldano amp. And I've tried so many Soldano, preamp digital versions, right, in different boxes, and they're close. I mean, my 11 rack has a Soldano, emulation in it, and I can A/B it with the actual Soldano from my Asnikov, right?
Yeah.
And it's not even close. The preamp tube one, it just on every level is better. It's got more character, more feel. It just responds differently than the software version.
Yeah.
Just does. Uh-oh.
So what?
This meeting will end in 10 minutes unless you upgrade. Oh, that's how they do it, huh?
Okay.
Well, that's fine. Well, it's been a good starter talk. So you got any new gear that's like coming, or that you want like your next rack piece of obsession?
Well, when I came back from vacation, I actually got I got like 4 or 5 packages in the mail. So I have a few things here. First of all, it's the Roland SDE 1000 delay, which I finally figured out how to work.
Cool.
I plugged into the wrong hole.
Oh.
But let's see here. I got this Vester guitar.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a cracked neck here, but it's fine. I mean, it stays in tune. Sounds super cool. It's basically pristine. The only thing that's not original is the tremolo.
Huh.
I got it in a bag, the tremolo, and it was looked like it had exploded, to be honest. But that's fine. This one works.
Mm.
It's a,
You know what it looks like, man?
well,
It reminds me of the Ibanez S series.
yeah,
The way it's sort of like flat and rounded a bit, like at the edges.
I can totally see that. It's
Oh,
probably, but look at this fretboard.
I love the shark tooth, man.
No, but look.
Oh, reverse shark tooth up at the top. That's even
Yeah.
better.
Wait, no, normal at the top,
Right.
camera's inverted. Dots, hair,
Right,
and then
right.
reversed.
And then reversed. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, I've never seen a neck like that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what year it's from either. I think might be 1990.
Mm.
I don't know.
Makes sense. I mean, it's probably sort of that same era when these these S guitars were popular because Joe Satriani uses S-bodied guitars.
Yeah. No, I think it's I don't know when the company went under, but I think it was early or no late 90s or early 2000s or something. But I don't really have a clue. I just got it cheap.
That's a good guitar. I mean, anything else you got coming or?
I have this. Now, believe it or not, this is a neck through guitar. It's an LTD. It's in a translucent black, so you can't see it well on camera, but it's really beautiful. It has the reversed headstock.
Oh, of course, very cool.
Winding all the way.
Nice.
These ESP pickups. They look like EMGs, but they're just passive, I think.
Was it pricey?
No, I paid $100 for it.
Dude, where do you find all this stuff, man? Dude, who is selling you all this gear?
$500 guitar or something?
Where do you find this stuff? Is it just like local people? I mean,
yeah, no, just people. We have an like a used market, kind of a Norwegian reverb, if you want.
So do we, but we don't have that. I mean,
it's like Norwegian Craigslist, basically.
Well, I mean, we have Craigslist here, but there's no $100 ESPs on it.
It's not ESP, it's an LTD.
Sorry, there's no $100 LTDs on it. It doesn't happen. I mean, I like LTD guitars. I showed you this guy, I think.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That's so cool.
It's an LTD, and I thought it was a great deal. Brand new, it was $600. I mean, I thought that was a great deal, but it wasn't 100. I mean,
let's see. I also bought this. I bought it brand spanking new in the store, just because I could.
Oh, Kramer.
Yeah, Kramer Beretta Special.
Yeah, I told you I had the Focus. It was like the cheaper version of the Beretta.
Yeah,
like an 85, I think. Yeah, those are cool. And the real Berettas, you can buy them. Kramer's making the Berettas all the way again.
Yeah. I want to get one at some point, but they're a little pricey for me.
Yeah, they're a little pricey. They're making the Night Swan again too. You see that?
Yeah, but I don't really like any of the finishes.
Oh,
I wish they had something more colorful.
Yeah, I never did like the polka dot. Some people love it. I never got on with it. I was like, yeah, I can't.
Like a bright red or a crackle or something, I would be on it instantly.
You've heard of Stranger Things, right? The Netflix show. They did like the Metallica thing, one of the guys. And dude, that, I mean, has made all of a sudden everything online is talking about Metallica and from the time when they made good stuff.
Yes, and BC Rich,
Exactly. Now the Beast, the Warlock, a red crackle Warlock is like the guitar, right? And that's what kids want.
I saw one on Reverb today. It was the $800 one.
Right.
It was selling for $2,000, man.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a demand thing happening right now, right?
People are milking it. They just
milking it. Yes.
But speaking of that, I don't know if I've showed you this, but I have.
Oh, sweet. Oh, and it's a single pickup slant.
Yeah, it's
with the reverse headstock. Oh, dude. That hits me where I live.
I'm not sure if it's a war slinger or a war law. But it's the neck plate says LA, California, USA, but I think
whoa, hold on. Is that a custom shop?
I don't know.
Dude, if that is an LA custom shop guitar, it's worth $5 or $10 grand.
I highly doubt that it is. The guy I bought it from he said it was a 90s Korean. I posted in the BC Rich group, but no one seemed to know what it actually was. But I mean, it's on the neck plate, but I think from this era, all the neck plates said LA, California, USA. But I'm not sure. I don't have enough BC Riches to know that.
What about the serial number up here? Does it say anything on the?
It says BC, which means it's Bernie Senior. So it's old, most likely from the 80s. 88, no, oh wait, 18815. That's the serial number, but no one, not even Neil Moser, was able to decode it.
Wow.
I asked him. I'm gonna try and ask Bill Xavier. Maybe he knows.
Did you try it? I uploaded a link to a serial number checker online. I'll send you the link later so you can check it. It's a cool website. You check serial numbers basically, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, could be worth a lot of money if it's, if it really is an American guitar.
I mean, it has the really old Floyd where the strings go through the entire unit,
Right.
which is super neat.
Well, that single pickup slant deal, that usually that means 80s, because they only did that in the 80s, and then with the reissues, which was like 10 years ago. So I don't think it's new. I mean, I think
it's definitely not new. The pickup isn't the original one. It's a Seymour Duncan 59 or something. I can't quite remember, but it's an alright pickup.
Does it have anything on the headstock for as far as serial numbers?
No, it's a reversed headstock, and it says BC Rich there, and my own custom serial on the back.
Oh, right.
No, it doesn't say anything.
Well, that is a cool as hell guitar, man. I mean, I would love to have. Everyone now wants a Crackle Warlock, right?
Yeah, I'm so lucky to have this, and with the maple fretboard and everything. And
yeah,
I don't know if you can see it, but it's lacquered and it's flamed under.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's really nice.
I love maple fretboards, man. If I could, I'd have every guitar I own with maple. I just like it better.
I think they're cool. Not on every guitar, but definitely they're cool.
I love it. Just
I think this was my first maple fretboarded guitar, and I know it's sick.
Well, now rosewood's getting to be more and more rare because of the restrictions they have on woods.
Yeah.
So now, if you have any rosewood guitars, they're more valuable just because they're rosewood, and it was the most common thing. For a long time, rosewood was just cheap, and so it went on every guitar.
Yeah.
And now it's like a rare special thing.
Yeah, you had rosewood on basically every starter guitar ever.
Yeah. Right.
So to me, rosewood kind of feels like cheap because I've seen
it's so common.
Yeah.
And now it's like the special wood.
Yeah. But I'm not sure what wood this is, but on my Ironbird here.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
It's mostly just the lightning inlay is
That's
just
awesome.
But
I've always wanted a lightning inlay, man. I'll be honest with you, and I've never had one.
I had to pay so much money for this. I paid like $1,000.
Well, it's a pretty rare guitar, dude. I mean, I've only seen like one of them. That's like the second.
For only 1 year in 2009.
Right, they're rare as hen's teeth, man.
And they got these rock fields on.
Nice pickups, right? Oh yeah, totally.
And I think it's got an original Floyd on it because it only says Floyd Rose.